Hey, how's it going, you morbid munchlax? Today we're playing some games with Shining Genesect, Venusaur, Meganadel. I think this deck definitely is on the, as far as the scale of decks go, it's on the fun side of decks, but it is actually pretty fun. I've actually been enjoying this deck a lot. It's actually pretty powerful when it does set up, which I've actually been able to do pretty frequently. I found it to actually be pretty consistent with the list that I've been rocking right here. So we got the 2-1-2 Venusaur. Not always essential to set up. I mean, it is essential to set up, but you don't need to set up super aggressively. We have two stretchers in here as well, so if they start targeting down our Bulbasaurs, we can just keep getting them back with stretcher. But if they're completely ignoring our Shining Genesects, we can just build up energy and play and start taking big knockouts anyways. The one Shaman Prism with the Flower Storm. I'm unsure about this guy in here. He's had limited success so far, but so far he seemed like it's probably worth keeping him. I'm undecided on the Shaman Prism as of right now. Our draw power is 1 Marshadow, 1 Oranguru Instruct. We got a Ditto in here to become a potential third Bulbasaur because we do play the Ivysaur, which has been most excellent. And then we got a 2-2 Naganadel to increase energy in play just kind of overall, and allow us to get like a turn 2 attack more consistently with the Gaia Blaster on the Shining Genesect. And then from there we got 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Nest Ball for our Pokemon Search. Only 2 rare candy. Like I said, we're not looking to set up the Venusaur super aggressively. We're just kind of looking to set it up eventually, whenever that might happen. Our stadiums are 2 Viridian Forest, help us get grass in the discard pile for Naganadel and just kind of find grass, energy in general. Sometimes get multiple uses out of it, find multiple energy. Draw supporters, 4 Lily, 4 Cynthia, 2 Erica's, only 2 Guzma as our utility supporters. Don't need to be super aggressive with Guzma. They're just kind of nice to have now and then when we need to focus something down or chase something down to close out a game. And then 4 Wishful Baton to keep the energy in play on the Genesects. And that's it. That's the list. Let's go ahead and play some games. Getting into a first game here. Opening the Shining Genesect, got an Ultra Ball as well as a Lily and a Wishful Baton for the attachment to put on the Shining Genesect. So we're in a pretty good spot already. Looks like we're playing against a Venusaur deck. We can eventually get to the one-shot of the Venusaur, so the one-shotting of the Venusaur. So I have to imagine this is probably a pretty reasonable matchup, not like a bad matchup for us or anything. We're gonna go ahead and get the Bulb guy. Yeah, I'll get the Bulb guy here. Get him in play. He's big chillin'. Attach Lily for 8. This should come down. Unsure if this should come down. Probably should though, right? Probably should go ahead and just throw the Roo down. Nest Ball as well, or we big chilling on that as well. Nothing really to grab for sure. We have, if we get an Naganadel, we have a Poipole. If we get the Ivysaur, we have a Bulbasaur. So I think we hold off on the Nest Ball until potentially next turn, where we probably get a second Bulbasaur just to be able to be safe on that front, and just have a, it'd be good to go for that. Our opponent has a Lily of their own. Yeah, I imagine this is a, I imagine it's favored. We'll eventually build up enough damage to be able to one-shot this thing, I think. So I don't know, we just gotta get there, I guess. Yeah, that's gonna be the goal. Get to the point where we one-shot the Sylveon Venusaur. Ideally, clean up a couple Shamans along the way, and then just kind of start rolling. But we'll see. Could definitely be a worse matchup than I'm currently thinking it is. All right. Nest Ball. We're definitely gonna get another Bulb guy, I think. Could also go for the Poipole. But I don't want to like lose my Bulbasaurs, so reinforce. I'm gonna thin out the Erica's Hospitality here. Grab nothing. Lily for 4. Nothing good. Yikes! All right, we can at least attack next turn. We have that going on for us. I'm actually gonna energy reload just one of these back, just because I actually want to switch into the other one. And then go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, so hand is not great. We can't even thin it out to instruct next turn, but we can at least attack next turn. So we'll have something to do. That's like the... at the very least, we'll be doing something next turn, which is fine. This deck is a little bit slower, has a little bit better late game than most decks. So as long as we're doing something turn to turn, it's not that big of a deal if it's not that big of a something, you know what I'm saying? So we'll be chilling, but that's fine. I don't really want to burn the switch if I don't have to, but it looks like our opponent might just be passing with this on the bench. There's a Life Force, but we can utilize that as well, actually. And there's a Judge. All right, so there's the Judge. So that's good. I maybe should have actually held on to the Viridian Forest. I forgot about Life Force. That's going to be a little bit annoying to deal with, but we do have one more of the what's it called in the deck. One more Viridian Forest, so we will have to bump this eventually. And like I said, we're kind of just trying to build up to one-shot Sylveon Venusaur, I think. I think that's the game plan here, so... Alright, no reason not to take this knockout that I see. Oops, not that energy reload. This energy reload. Give me that energy. Knock out this Shaman. Bada bing. Bye, Shaman. We can also just hit this thing really hard a couple turns back to back. We really just need to set up the Venusaur, and then I think we'll be good to go. That's what we need to look to do, set that Venusaur. And see how many times they are going to one-shot us. We'll see. It's going to start to get annoying. The one-shots are going to start rolling through. Here's the first one. Solar Beam, knock out our Shining Genesect. Triple Shaman setup, so we have to hit this thing really hard. Yeah, I should have held up on this Viridian Force. I completely forgot about like Light Force and stuff. They probably play Labyrinth as well. That's not going to be quite as annoying because we're going to get so much energy in play. It doesn't matter. But the Light Force actually going to be pretty annoying for us, I think. We'll see. Maybe it won't be as bad as I think. Solar Beam. Currently, they're healing 120. But that's really not that big of a deal as long as we set up a Venusaur. It won't be that big of a deal at all. Alright, go Shining Genesect. Choice Band, not useful yet. We haven't built up quite enough energy in play for that to be useful. Alright, here we go. Cynthia. Ideally, Candy Venusaur would be nice. Alright, Life Force is actually really good here. No Candy Venusaur. Just gonna set up best to make a really big one in case I want to. Doesn't look like that's gonna be the route we're going for a little while though. And Gaia Blaster for only 110. 60 of it will be healed by Shamans, and I'm sure they play other healing cards in the deck as well. So who knows how much more of this is gonna be healed. Yeah, at least 60 of this is gonna be healed. Oof, this might just be a tough matchup. I mean, we can still get to the point where we one-shot it. I think we're just a ways away from that point is the current problem. Also, our hand is once again stuck, which really sucks, and we might have to like burn the Choice Band to be able to instruct for cards. But I really want to get another Shining Genesect down because I don't want the energy from this Shining Genesect to potentially go to like an Aganadel or something. I want it to go to a Shining Genesect, so that's a little bit annoying that our hand got locked up again. Hopefully we top deck out of this one. There we go, Solar Beam. Alright, the damage stuck, so that's kind of cool. So we'll see if we're able to knock this thing out this turn. If we get a, what's it called? If we get the Venusaur out. We haven't seen an Ultra Ball. Oh, we've seen one Ultra Ball. I was like, where are my Ultra Balls at? Alright, I'm going to get rid of these two guys. I think I want another Shining Genesect just to chain that. Yeah. Then we're going to instruct for 2. I want to save the Choice Band as well. We need to find a stretcher to get some more Shining Genesect back as well. We need to get a whole bunch of stuff. Here we go, Cynthia. Our deck is getting pretty thin, so Candy Venusaur has to be coming up some point. There it is, the Candy Venusaur. It had to be coming up eventually. So now we're hitting for 80, 160, 110. So we need one more energy. I don't really want to Viridian Force any of this away, but I think I can get rid of the stretcher here. Because then we can stretch it for 3 Genesects, yeah. And I still want the option of this Choice Band for sure. Alright, so this should be the knockout here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this energy to this one off the Aganadel. And then I think we're looking at 250 here. So Gaia Blaster for the knockout. Our opponent got a little greedy, didn't GX attack, but we actually would have been able to knock it out without the GX attack anyways. Alright, there we go. 3 prize cards. You know, this is what we've been building up towards. I was getting a little nervous that we wouldn't be able to get here, but here we are finally. We still have 2 Guzmas left, so we actually don't even have to KO this other Celebi Venusaur. We can actually knock out a 2 Shamans to close out the rest of this game. We can go Guzma Shaman, Guzma Shaman. So we have a couple ways to win this one. There's a Guzma from our opponent. Bringing up our Venusaur. It's understandable. I'd be pretty mad at the Venusaur as well if I was my opponent. There's a Aether Paradise Conservation. This actually helps us as well, though, because that means our Solar Beam won't knock out our Shining Genesects. So not terrible for us that they put this in play. There we go. Confused and Poisoned. I don't think we're setting up another Naganadel, so I think we're going to Ultra Ball away Naganadel plus our top deck. Plus the Grass Energy, I guess, because we can get it back through that. So, yeah. These two go. Gonna get that Ivysaur. There we go. He's a pretty cool guy. Bada boom. And I can also... Oh, I don't have Viridian Forest in play. I was gonna say I was good. Also Viridian Forest. Can't do that. Not in play. No switch. That's fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put... I'm gonna go ahead and charging up. And attach to... We would need a... I think we need a lot to actually KO this out of a very small hand. So I think I'm gonna put it... Well, how much... 1, 2, 250, 290. I think I am gonna put it here. And I'm gonna energy reload this from there. Keep this guy pretty healthy in energy as well. And then pass. And I think 8 energy. We have the Stretcher. He's gonna KO the Venusaur. We have Stretcher for Venusaur. And then attach. Pull an energy over the energy reload and attack. And if they don't knock us out, or if they just let us like sit here die by poison, we do have a switch left in the deck, so we can just get the switch potentially and just move it out of the active. Yeah, we'll see if they even KO it, or they just try and let it die by poison damage, which I think would actually be a reasonable play from our opponent, just to be like, well, let's let the poison damage do the work. 120, 240, 290. Attach, pull over. Nope, there's the knockout. So we just win the game here. Currently doing 290, but we can do a whole lot more. They're just like, well, I hope they don't have Venusaur. And in this case, we do have the Venusaur. Energy reload. Give me one of those. Yeah. I got a little nervous at first. I was like, okay, but it's just a matter of time. And then I was like, well, how much time is this matter of time? And then in the end, it ended up being not that much of a matter of time. And it was just kind of, eventually, as long as we get out the Venusaur, we will be taking some dubs. And we do end up taking a dub here, knocking out this Sylveon Venusaur. 340 damage, no problem. Game here, we got the Poipole start, but we're going first, so it's actually not that bad. We'll be able to retreat it off of the Naganadel on our following turn. Ultra Ball to Digigrass and a Nest Ball as well, and our opponent mulliganed. So we're off to a pretty good start here. Going to be able to get a, playing against a, Sylveon deck. I think we should be favored in this overall. Yeah, I think we should be favored here. If I had to bet, I would bet on us being favored. Well, we'll see how it ends up playing out, but I think we're probably favored. Should be able to eventually build up enough energy to just one-shot a Venusaur, but if we don't, even if we don't one-shot it, we can kind of just sit with a Genesect and some Naganadels in play and keep building up and keeping energy in play. So I don't think we can actually lose, if that makes sense. I guess it might be possible. We do have a limited amount of energy. I don't even know if I want to set up Venusaur, if I just want to keep swinging with... I guess I do want to probably set up a Venusaur. Alright, let's go ahead and get some stuff out here. We need this guy. Debating the second Poipole. Looks like one Naganadel prize, so we really don't want the second Poipole anyways. I'm going to go ahead and throw the Choice Band down here. Hit harder, faster. More aggressively. Ultra Ball away these two. I think I'm going to grab nothing. One thing I do want to check, there's 2 switch in the deck. Okay, and we have 1 of the Guzmas. Alright, and then 9 grass besides that. I'm going to grab nothing here off that. I think this is the board state we want. We don't want to build up anything else if we don't have to. Grass attached to the Shining Genesect. And then pass over to our opponent. And then we'll probably just go ahead and draw and place Cynthia. Maybe put another Genesect down. I mean, they do have the energy. Reload. Probably not going to bench anything else. Yeah, probably bench another Genesect and then Cynthia again. I don't know if I wanted to bench Bulbasaur or not. He is here though, so we're kind of have to deal with him now. But I'm kind of unsure if I wanted to actually have him in play or not. Undecided as of right now. But yeah, I think we should be able to beat this. I don't know if it would be a bad matchup or not. We're going to have to kind of figure that out as we go. It is possible for them to like eventually just lock up our Venusaur on the active, I feel like. And just kind of trap it there, which would be annoying for sure. Alright, here we go, Ultra Ball. Just gonna go ahead and get rid of both Shining Genesects. Get the Naganadel so we can keep getting energy in play here. We also have the Shaman that'll eventually build up and become a huge threat as well. Matter of time on that one. Or it'll take some time for that one, but we'll eventually get up there. Charging up. Energy reload. I don't even know if I need the Venusaur. That's why I was unsure if I should have actually even benched the Bulbasaur. Go ahead and bench the Shaman and go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, I don't know if I should have benched the Bulbasaur. We maybe could. Maybe if we had the 2-2 Naganadel in the deck, I could have just played it Naganadel, Shining Genesect. Maybe that would have been the way to go. Just play it with those two and then just go from there. Because now our Bulbasaur can get like trapped in the active, which is not cool. Stuff like that. Monokila, so it's just for basic Pokemon. Crushing Hammer. There is a Heads. Another Grass makes his way to the discard pile. All right, all right. That's fine. There's a Judge. That's fine with me. Our hand was far from great, and farther from good, so that's fine with me. See a Venusaur, but not much else, so we're chilling for a while here, I think. I don't even know if I want to put the Viridian Force in play, so that way they don't just bump it with another Mount Lanakila. So they do have a Sylveon on their bench, so what we can look to do is go Guzma Knockout. Guzma knock out that Sylveon. And then let's see. I'm thinking here. We could go a little bit more aggressive though. I guess it wouldn't hurt to be Guzma knockout and then switch knockout, and just one shot 3 Sylveons. And if we're ever able to just like kind of retreat knock one out, that's also fine. But yeah, I guess I could just play it a little bit more aggressively then. Yeah, if it comes down to a Guzma knockout, switch knockout, so. And if we can kind of just 2-shot this first one, that's also kind of cool too. So, Erica's for 2. Nothing spectacular, but we got the Lily for next turn, so it's just going to be a pass here, I think. I think I may as well energy reload that energy. There we go, and pass over to our opponent. All right, yeah, so we don't have to take this one very aggressively. We can kind of chill for a while, just kind of set up. There's a Crushing Hammer, so they're just going to be trying to slow us down. I think they're 2 for 2. There's the 3rd Crushing Hammer, 4th Crushing Hammer. All right, so that's like 2 tails, 2 heads. That's even. We'll call it even. We do have switches, which I think is going to definitely be a big factor in us winning this one. They're going all out to try and deny our energy here, too. It's really not doing that much. I'm feeling good about this one. I'm feeling good. I think we have a solid game plan. Like I said, even if we come up and hit this and then they just go Guzma up here, Bulbasaur. I mean, if they knock it out, we'll just get another one, put it down. Could even bench the Ditto, actually, in fact. Yeah, I see no reason to not go ahead and just go ahead and punch this Sylveon. They could very well Guzma knock out our Bulbasaur next turn, but I don't think I'm really scared of that. I think we're just chilling. Gaia Blaster. Would have been nice to get the 1-shot here, but I'll take the 140 damage. Leave it at that. That's fine with me. We don't actually have to attach any energy from hand into play as well. We don't have to do that either. We can kind of sit on this energy. And then wait until we can build up for a 1-shot potentially, and then maybe put it in play, but otherwise we can use it to retreat stuff. I think it is going to be a Guzma KO on our Bulbasaur. That's fine. Like I said, we have stretchers. We have another Bulbasaur and the Ditto that can evolve through the Ivysaur, so this really isn't that big of a deal at all. They're the dumbbells. Those are also not a very big deal. Kind of irrelevant. It's fine though. We are down a lot of Genesects, which could come back to bite us, I guess. I suppose. I don't think it will, but it's possible. There's another Bulbasaur right there. Go ahead and charging up. Energy reload. Go ahead and grab that energy. I guess we're just gonna attach active as well, and then Lily for 2. Don't want to get rid of any of these cards. Yeah, we're chilling. Gaia Blaster. I think we're gonna not play down any more energy if we can avoid it. We do have the charging up, plus move the energy, so we can do 200 next turn and knock out the other Sylveon. It's possible they go hit, but even if they do that, like they have another DC in their hand to go hit and then hit, we still pretty much have the game set up, so that's also not very worrying. So yeah, even if they have another DC here, we just need to get another Genesect back. Probably do like a stretcher for 3, and then just go from there. think I just Gaia Blaster here. I don't need to do anything else, I don't think. Yeah, Gaia Blaster, take the knockout here. Gonna draw 2 prizes. And this is where Counter Catcher and stuff could come into play, but I think we're still gonna be safe. I don't know, there's a second Guzma. We have the 2 switches left in the deck, like I said, so we can very easily switch out of anything they would bring up. Like, eventually be able to switch out of anything. And we can constantly just build up energy on a Shining Genesect no matter what. So yeah, I think we're in a pretty good spot here. I'm not really scared of them actually attacking with this Sylveon again. Sylveon next turn we played 2 DCE, sometimes 1. And he would have had to, like, play himself into this situation, which I don't think he was overly expecting to have happen. There's a Lucamine. Assuming for the stadium, plus probably... Oh, man, I have no idea. Oh, no, they were using Viridian Forest. So I was like, okay, all right. That makes more sense then. Attach to the active. And we can currently do 200 damage if we want. Okay, there's the Counter Catcher. All right, there we go. And then I imagine the Magical Ribbon is going to come out. And we're going to be like, okay, hopefully top deck switch. But if not, once again, I think we're still just fine if we don't top deck switch. Just a matter of time, and then we'll get switch, and then we'll knock out the Sylveon. And if not, I think we're just going to eventually get there anyways. I don't know. I don't really see a way out of this one for our opponent. They would have to surprise me. They'd have to have something, something cool, something new I've never seen before pulled off for our opponent to win this one, I think. I imagine that's why they're taking a while on a Magical Ribbon, trying to come up with a game plan here to actually come up with a game plan to win. They might be looking at KOing this Bulbasaur and then chasing, I don't know, bringing up a Rangaroo, try and stall that in the active or something. But like I said, we do have our switches, so it's kind of just a matter of time. Just need to wait on our switches. Go ahead and thin out the deck here. I don't think I need another Lily. Yeah, both switches are in the deck, so just kind of like I said, a matter of time. Go ahead and pass over to our opponent. Just wait to draw the switches, and I'm sure they're gonna play to. Oh, I guess I shouldn't have gotten energy there because they can Skull Grunt us now. I forgot about Skull Grunt. I guess we'll just be able to build up a bigger Genesect potentially, but I would prefer to just chill and keep the energy as in the reserves just in case we need it. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. There's another Viridian Forest use from our opponent. And it looks like they might be KOing our Bulbasaur, but they have to deal with our Genesect here. They can't just leave this thing chilling the way it is. Oh, no, looks like they're going to KO our Genesect. Okay, that's also fine with me. Goodbye, Genesect. You did serve well. Good to have you while you lasted. We have like a Naganadel in hand, so if we can get a... oh, what's it called? That'd be pretty useful, actually. Let me see. There's the Ivysaur. That's going to come down. I think we have to stretch it for 1 for a Shining Genesect here. Yeah. Shining Genesect. They still have not used Plea, so that could also become pretty annoying here in just a second or two. Going to use the Energy Reload, take one of those. And we're just going to leave the Naganadel active. They can't actually KO it. If they want to Plea, we still have the mobility of it being in the active. If they KO this guy, we would stretch it for 3 and put back a Shining Genesect, a Bulbasaur, and an Ivysaur. Yeah, we'll see what they have. Played 2 Guzma down so far. They can't Counter Catcher anymore. There's a Skull Grunt. That's a little annoying. But we can still be attacking next turn anyway, so it's really not that big of a deal. We can charging up again, retreat. Oh, I guess we can't attack because we won't be able to Gaia Blaster. Oh no, we will because we have the Venusaur. So we might actually just be able to one-shot them next turn. They are going with the Magical Ribbon though. So we'll see what they grab here. I think we're pretty much set up to just be able to win the game pretty soon here. Just kind of have to go through the motions once again until we can get to the point where we're able to close out the game. We should find our switch card, and I think we'll be able to just like punch the Sylveon back-to-back turns. Keep charging up energy with the charging up plus energy reload combo. There we go. There's the Magical Ribbon. Over to us. All right, we're gonna evolve. There's the switch we've been looking for. Charging up. Energy reload. Hit this thing as hard as possible. Energy reload. Take one of those. And then retreat. And just go ahead and punch the Sylveon in the face. Hopefully they don't play Kukui. It's possible they play Kukui. That would actually be a pretty annoying situation. If they do play Kikui, then we'd have to stretch it for 3 to get back a Bulbasaur, a Venusaur, and a Shining Genesect, because we want to be able to have the threat of another Venusaur potentially. The last stretcher, I kind of maybe overextended discarding Shining Genesect. I guess I didn't really like calculate that Sylveon can kind of just attack us, which is what happened on that last turn, or what happened to our first Shining Genesect when he went down. So that could have been like solved, I guess. But we do have another stretcher, so we can just go ahead and get another one if we have to. Like I said, we get 1, 2, 3, get those guys back, get that squad back. Probably should have. I can go ahead and throw this Wishful Baton down on the Shining Genesect next turn, I think. Yeah, like I said, we do have the 2 switch, so it's kind of just a matter of time. They don't know we play switch though, so that's gonna be probably the game ender for them, is when we show them that we actually play switch. And maybe they're gonna try and 2-shot this thing again with Sylveon. We'll see. That would be kind of funny again if they have to go ahead and 2-shot another Shining Genesect. We'll see what they've got. Taking their time. They use the Gladion, I assume, to get the EV out of the prize cards there. And what are they thinking? Okay, Max Potion, heal the Sylveon. We do knock it out next turn if they don't have a Dumbbells though, because they'll be able to charging up and then energy reload. There's a DC to the benched EV. Not worried about that, I don't think. Just in case they do play Judge or something, I think we should go ahead and throw these Wishful Batons down. Energy reload from the bench to the active. Looking good. Gonna go ahead and Gaia Blaster for 210. Yep, 210. Take this knockout. 2 prize cards. Oh, another Wishful Baton, another Nest Ball. No good there. They attached a DCE to their benched EV. I mean, they should have known this thing was getting knocked out. I'm not sure why they healed that. Maybe they thought it was somehow going to live for a turn. Forgot about the combo here of Naganadel, a Shining Genesect, I guess. We have 2 grass left in the deck. Not a huge difference maker there. There's another Nest Ball. I'm curious if they play any other techs. Some people play like Giraffe Rig and stuff like that in the Sylveon deck. Sometimes you see something like a Hoopa or something like that. Some shenanigans like that. There's a Lusamine. Definitely getting desperate here from our opponent. It's going to be Lusamine, Guzma. They're definitely looking to Guzma up our Venusaur next turn. There's a quick draw. Yeah, they've kind of run out of cards here. Our opponent has. Right, here we go. Another Grass Energy. Definitely going to hold on to that. Charging up. And I will energy reload it to the active right now, just in case I want to do it again next turn. I don't know. They could do like. I don't know. I can't come up with a way for our opponents to win the game. I'm sure there is potentially some combo of cards that they have left in their deck / hand that could pull it off. I guess I should have attached this Wishful Baton somewhere here. It doesn't hugely matter anymore. We just need our opponent to play the Guzma on the Venusaur, what I'm sure is going to happen. And then we're just going to play the switch and knock out this Eevee. And there we go. Guzma Venusaur. And then we hit him with the surprise switch. There's some dumbbells, irrelevant dumbbells, and go ahead, switch into Shining Genesect and close this one out here against the Sylveon. Yeah, that's basically how it goes when you have a good matchup against Sylveon. It's just kind of a matter of time. You kind of have to go through the motions, but that's how you execute beating those pesky lock decks. Get into another one here, opening the Oranguru. As long as the Let Loose is in the deck, we have a game plan. Ultra Ball away, 2 Grass Energy, get the Let Loose, and then Let Loose. Could also Ultra Ball away the Venusaur. Then we have access to Venusaurs through Stretchers and Ultra Balls, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. I think that's probably not the way we're gonna go. So I see the Staryu. I'm thinking it's probably a what's it called deck? Latios, build there. Yeah, something funky for sure. Something funky, man. Gonna get the Genesect out here so we can switch into that. I'm also gonna Viridian Forest away the grass. It doesn't feel great because we don't even have a Poipole set up yet, but we need to like start making some moves. I need to get a good draw off of this Oranguru. So we're kind of wanting to thin out the whole hand. Thin out the deck as much as possible as well. All right, there we go. Nest Ball. I guess we get the Bulbasaur here. No, we could get the Poipole. We could get the Poipole. Make sure we're attacking turn 2. Yeah, I kind of like that a little bit better. Get the Poips. I don't have the Ivysaur in place, so we're not gonna, or in the deck, so we're not gonna get the Ditto. We'll look for the. There is him. Yeah, we can let the Ditto go here. We're gonna keep the Stretcher and the Ganadel as well. Grab the Bulbasaur. Get him in play. All right, so we're set up pretty well now. Yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. Decent setup. We're gonna be attacking turn 2. Just gonna be looking for those wishful batons to keep attackers chaining out throughout the game. Eventually, we're gonna draw into the Candy Venusaur. It'll just happen eventually. We'll get there. We'll candy the Venusaur, which is pretty cool. Get out of that Candy Venusaur. Yeah, so we're playing against Staryu. So that becomes the Starmie. I'm assuming this will become the Starmie. He's not just playing it for the numbing water to stall us out. Although that would actually be pretty annoying if he goes for the numbing water and hits a heads. But there's the Jirachi grab, so I assume the Jirachi's going to make its way to the active here. But I assume this deck plays Latios, Latios. Or I would assume. I don't actually know. Orangaru's coming up here. So that's going to be a little bit annoying. We're already down 1 switch card. So it's unlikely this Orangaru's probably going to move out of the active this turn. He's probably stuck for a turn. Which is fine. We'll just have to kind of deal with it. It's probably stuck for a turn or 2. Maybe we'll get a Guzma for next turn. Maybe. No guarantees here. Gonna pass. So rough start from our opponent. But they are going to be... There's a Guzma already, actually. So we could just go and start attacking. I actually kind of like that idea. Boom, get ourselves one of those grass energies. Especially with how slow our opponent's start was, I like the idea of just kind of being aggressive and start punching them. Reload. And then I think we definitely want to take out the Inkay here. I'm not quite sure what the Starmie's going to be doing for him, so... But I know what Inkay does. I know it evolves into Malamar, and then does Malamar things, so... Fine with dealing with that immediately. There's the Candy Venusaur. I'm actually not going to... Now let's go ahead and do it. Yeah. It's actually surprising how often I draw into the Candy Venusaur with this deck. It just kind of happens out of the blue. Pretty consistently. And there we go. Gaia Blaster. Knockout. 170. Just need to find a Wishful Baton for this thing to protect the energy. And we're going to be like good to go from there. I was trying to Genesect out of the prize. It's not a huge deal, but it's nice to have. Yeah, just really want, like I said, just want that Wishful Baton. Protect those energy, keep them in play. I mean, that is why we have the Naganadel in here as well. Helps us keep energy in play, but the Wishful Batons are the big ones for helping us keep energy in play. Everything else besides that is kind of like, well, it's nice, but it's not Wishful Baton. Alright, setting up for the numbing water. Doubt it's going to happen. Okay, there's a Lily for our opponent, so they're back in the game, ready to go. They got a Stellar Wish on top of that as well, so they're not out of it yet. Early game dead draw. Early game Let Loose wasn't enough to run them out of it yet. Let Loose, of course, kind of a ridiculous card. And here we go. Still have no idea what kind of build of deck they're playing. All we know is it does play Starmie. I'm assuming it's a Starmie that lets them search their deck for stuff. There's a pass. Alright, so not a super great turn again. Once again from our opponent. Get another grass energy here. Start building up the Shaman, I think. Can get off in the truck for 1 before. Another Erica, so that's fine. Erica for 4 will have to suffice for this turn. Not a huge deal. Another Candy Venusaur in hand. If only we had the other Bulbasaur on the bench. Yeah, only need a, what's it called here? Wishful Baton. With the Wishful Baton for now. That's fine. Gaia Blaster. Would also like to open up our bench a little bit so we get another Genesect down. But I suppose that's not going to be for a little while. This Genesect will be knocked out, and then we'll set up a Shaman, bench Genesect. They'll have to deal with the Shaman, so they can't really ignore Shaman. Shaman's kind of too good to ignore, so can't just ignore this guy. He'll run through your whole board by himself. An Ultra Ball from our opponent. Finally, maybe we'll see what our opponent is playing. All we know is that they definitely play Starmie, and they definitely play Malamar, and I doubt they're using Starmie to set up Malamars or Malamar to set up Starmies, so there's got to be something else involved. It's just kind of what the heck is it? Solid Erica from our opponent for 6. So they chose to go for a Malamar over a Starmie there, which is interesting. Alright, I doubt it's also a Orangaru. They're probably not playing like 4 Orangaru as their attackers. I still just kind of want to know what the heck their attacker is. I have a feeling it's Latios card. That card. I don't know for sure. play Choice Band. Okay, there's a Giratina. So it looks like they're thinking about just going the Giratina route here early on. They can actually attack with the Giratina this turn. Oh, which is actually pretty rough for us because we do, once again, we did not get that Wishful Baton in play. And this is like the kind of the scary thing that I thought could come up that is coming up right now, is that we don't have the Wishful Baton in play. And we're getting attacked by Giratina. I think we should be able to knock it out with the Shaman for this turn. But turn after, we're definitely going to need to find... Ooh, Field Blower coming down. Or are they getting rid of it for the end? Okay, well, it's... I guess if we had a Wishful Baton, it was going to be leaving play anyways. There's the Water Energy, so it's definitely Latios. 100%. So yeah, the Field Blower, good thing. I mean, even if we had a Wishful Baton here, I guess it was going to be leaving play. There's no way they would have Field Blowered it, so... I guess it kind of breaks even there. Not a big deal. Shadow Impact coming down. Doesn't really matter what they hit. Yeah, they're gonna go ahead and hit their own Giratina. Alright, go Shaman. Gonna bench the Genesect. Get this guy set up, ready to go. Viridian Forest. I think I'm gonna get rid of the Erica's here. We have a lot of energy left, so. We can actually take a knockout with Meganadel next turn if we want. Yeah, we could take a knockout with Meganadel. That would be like fine. Still no Wishful Baton. I'm gonna go ahead and take this energy and put it on him. And then, yeah, Flower Storm for the knockout here. Going down to 3 prize cards, so we can take the knockout next turn with Meganadel. That did 240 damage, really? Jeez. It did more than I thought it was going to. Alright, yeah. So we can take the knockout with Meganadel next turn, because we will be on 3 prizes. Onto, I assume Giratina will be making its way out once again. Ooh, this thing is free retreat cost, actually. That's pretty good. And then it does the 40, search deck for up to 3 in any combination of water and psychic energy attached to one of your bench Pokemon. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought it did. Yeah, Giratina's making its way back out. Gonna deal with our Shaman. There's no way they can let this thing live. So yeah, dealing with our Shaman here. Then we'll probably attack with Meganadel, but we could leave the Meganadel in play to keep harvesting energy. I don't know how important that's gonna be still though. We only have 3 prizes left. It's probably not that important. Yeah, we should probably just attack with the Meganadel. Ultra Ball, get another Genesect in play. Look for some Wishful Batons. Hopefully, we'll see some Wishful. We haven't seen one yet. We're down to an 18-card deck. I'm gonna play a Draw Support next turn as well. I mean, it's possible we just don't see him the whole game. That's a little scary to think about, I guess. Nah, there's no way we wouldn't see one the whole game. Yeah, they have the Viridian Force, so they're gonna be able to get an energy here. For a second, I was like, ooh, they might have whiffed the attack, but yeah, no. Viridian Force is in play. No way they are whiffing an attack here. They grab another Water Energy. Tina's fully set up, making his way to the active, taking out our Shaman Prism Star. Fine with us. Once again, on 3 prizes. Gonna knock out this Giratina with the Meganadel. Get another Shining Genesect in play through the Ultra Ball. And as long as we find a Wishful Baton, I don't think it's possible to lose. But you never know. Stranger things have happened. So yeah, Meganadel is getting the knockout here. Gonna go ahead and utilize that. Draw. Right, I'm Ultra Ball away, Viridian Forest, and this we might need to candy out another Venusaur. You never know. So I think I may as well hold on to those guys. Attach. Don't need to do that yet. Gonna definitely save all 3 of these. It's not Viridian Forest anyway. Any of those. All right. No Wishful Baton yet. Still. There's 3 in here. They do exist. Charging up. Okay, this is getting a little sketchy. Well, we still should be good. And then Turning Point for the knockout here. Yeah, we should still be good. I don't know if I should have taken that energy off Viridian Forest, but alright. Still no. What? Where are our Wishful Batons? So there's 3 left in the 12-card deck. There was 1 prize, so I guess, I mean, we didn't pull it off the prizes, obviously. Maybe it was a Lily for a couple cards next turn. Yeah, I should have Viridian Forced away the Lily, but I shouldn't have gotten anything, actually. I should have just Viridian Forced away the Lily. Taken no energy off it. It was kind of a waste to take the energy. So here could get a little sketchy if they have a Guzma to KO this Shining Genesect, and then they KO the next one and we're unable to find another one. We have the Stretcher in hand, so we could just pull one out. So yeah, actually, I guess it's not getting very sketchy at all. We're still just chilling. Still have plenty of stuff set up, so I think we just still we're still gonna win this game in 2 turns. Gonna knock out this Giratina, and then knock out the next Giratina or something else, whatever they send up, really. Maybe they'll finally send up something big to try and slow us down. But if they were gonna do that, I think they would have done that a little bit sooner. So I think we're just gonna win this one next turn, almost for sure. Not next turn, turn after next. Another Shadow Impact. Yeah, no Guzma here, so I think we pretty much have this one locked up. Just bench Poipole, attach a Shining Genesect. Apparently we don't need the Wishful Batons as much as I was thinking. I thought they would definitely be necessary to have, but apparently not needed, apparently. So 4 energy is doing 20, 40, 40, 80, 130. So we get the knockout here. I think I should use the damage one. I don't know if it really makes a difference. Alright, there's a Wishful Baton, only a little bit late. And just slowly for 2, I'll just keep these 2. Wishful Baton is only a little late here. Gaia Blaster. Take another knockout, and we're set up to take another knockout from here. Finally find the Wishful Batons, so we can actually keep our energy in play for sure. Not that it was relevant this game, I guess. It didn't end up being relevant. I thought it would be. I was like, well, we can actually could have maybe won this game without Venusaur if we had just found Wishful Batons, keep the energy in play, get 4 energy each time, knock out a thing. But we got the Venusaur set up, and then it's been 2 energy on each Genesect from there. And despite the lack of Wishful Batons, been able to keep our energy in play. Knockouts every single turn. Yeah, pretty smooth. I think this matchup does a lot come down to who draws the first prize. If they draw the first prize, it's really hard for their deck to slip up. So, like, it's really, really hard for their deck to kind of miss a beat. So, if they draw the first prize, I think we just kind of lose. If we draw the first prize, we're favored, but it's way easier for us to potentially whiff an attack at some point throughout the game. Especially when we don't see Wishful Batons. That's why I was a little bit nervous about that, but yeah. Kept it together this game, knock out every single turn, and now we're going to look to knock out this thing to close out the game. I guess if they Guzma our Venusaur, don't have the Guzma, alright. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6 energy on this Genesect. Yeah, 240, 290 damage coming out from this Shining Genesect. That's quite a bit of damage. Definitely enough to lock out this Latios. So yeah, easy peasy close out here. No problem on this Latios. 5, 100, 5, 200, yeah, 250, 250. Easy, easy cleanup here, as we do have the energy, and then again, in our hand. I guess the only thing that could have possibly made them so they could win the game. Well, we have Viridian Forest in play too, so they'd have to have like bumped Viridian Forest and played Judge or Let Loose us. Did not Let Loose us and then played Lily, so there's no more hand disruption possibilities for them. So I don't think there's actually a way for them to win. They're going with Arrow Unit here, so playing it a little bit slower than necessary. Stalling this one out a bit. Alright, so they're set up to be able to attack with that thing for multiple turns. Well, that's not a Guzma, so I guess we're just going to be chilling, charging up. I'm going to energy reload it over to this Genesect. And Gaia Blaster. For nothing. Back over to our opponent. They might have a Guzma this turn, knock out our Venusaur. Actually, yeah, they're gonna have it. Guzma up Venusaur, knock him out. So we could top deck Guzma. We know our last prize is a Wishful Baton. So we could get Guzma off the top. 8-card deck left, not too unlikely. If not, we'll just bench a Bulbasaur through the stretcher and attack with a Shining Genesect. No way we're one-shotting this thing anymore this turn, but that's fine. We can just kind of two-shot it and use the damaged one. Yeah, put a Pokemon, get the bulb, charging up. I'm gonna put this on the bench one, just kind of make the bench one really big. Yeah. I think I can go ahead and actually get rid of this. I'm gonna keep the Ultra Ball though. Yeah, the Guzma's in there, another Bulbasaur's in there. If we ever candy out a Venusaur, I'm pretty sure we just win the game. So we're not gonna worry about using the Ivysaur ever. If we ever get a candy Venusaur off, we just kind of win the game. So I could have Ultra Ball thinned out my hand, I guess, and then looked for the Guzma. But with them having 2 prize cards left, it feels unnecessary. So I don't think they have any way to draw 2 prizes this turn. The only thing I could potentially think that they could ever use in a Malamar deck would be Giratina plus Ultra Necrozma, but I doubt they play Ultra Necrozma. They don't even have 2 bench spaces open, so they can't get the Giratina on the bench and go ping 10, and then knockout. So we should just win here. They're loading up their Oranguru to potentially maybe Guzma KO this or Retreat KO this, but not gonna work. That is also not gonna work because we're gonna have plenty, despite the Venusaur, which you actually are also gonna have access to. This is already plenty of damage from the Shining Genesect. Yep, and there's a concession from our opponent. I thought it was just going to be a matter of time. So guys, that's going to do it for this Shining Genesect Venusaur video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, be sure to give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. Check out the description for a link to my Twitch live stream, as well as social media links, all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, and peace.